We are joined today to make a very clear statement to those who are thinking of any type of insurance fraud in connection with these wildfires, that we are setting up a rapid response team to both prevent this type of fraud and then ultimately, if we have to prosecute it. On the district attorney's side, we have made and sent the warning that is unmistakably clear at this point. The question is not if, but when you will be prosecuted if you engage in any type of insurance fraud, and we'll go through some details of what that looks like. So that's a when question, not an if. Then you will be arrested as part of it, and you will be punished to the maximum extent of the law. And the reason I say that is I don't want any discussion afterwards that I was confused, that maybe these weren't crimes, maybe these crimes weren't going to be punished, and if they were being punished, maybe I would just get a slap on the wrist. The answer is no. Justice will be swift, and justice will be significant if you want to take advantage of people in their lowest moments, people who have suffered the tragedy of losing homes, having property destroyed, and are now seeking to recover from that destruction, from that tragedy. That they are relying on the state, on the Department of Insurance. They're going to rely on the federal government. They're going to rely on county resources and city resources. And for the people who want to rely on these resources, please do so. There are so many different avenues for you to access these resources. They are there for you. Please, please take advantage of them. But for the people, the criminals, who think they can take advantage of the system for their own benefit, for their despicable desires to go ahead and profit from this tragedy, again, you are seeing a unified front that is going to come after you and throw the whole book at you if you want to engage in this type of insurance fraud. To give you an idea of the type of swift justice that we are bringing, we announced earlier this week the charges against 10 different individuals, 9 for looting, 1 for arson. Today you will hear later the announcement of 8 different charges against individuals ranging from arson, impersonation of a firefighter, looting, ammunition possessed by a felon, and mandatory evacuation violations. The sentences, the maximum sentences for these charges will range from 3 years in prison up to 25 years in prison, depending on the particular individual. These are significant sentences and should send that message to all those people who might be contemplating committing these type of wildfire-related crimes, that we are taking this extremely seriously. And when it comes to insurance fraud, again, the commissioner and his department, the district attorney and its office has experience in this situation dealing with crises. You can go all the way back to the 1990s when Los Angeles got hit with the fires, the floods, the earthquake, and the riots. And we had to deal with the situations back then when people were trying to recover and accessing insurance. So the people, we have seen 2 different types of crimes that sadly will occur. There's the people who are going to pretend to be valid insurance companies, insurance agents, brokers, and they're going to target these vulnerable people who are looking for answers for recovery. They're going to lie to them. They're going to deceive them. They're going to try to rip them off. And to these criminals, you are despicable, and we will absolutely go after you. And then there's people, unfortunately, who are going to look at this insurance opportunity as an opportunity to benefit well beyond any type of damage they have suffered, or in many cases, they haven't suffered damage at all. They just look at this as a potential pot of money that they think they can illegally access by lying to insurance companies, by lying to the Department of Insurance, or lying to state, federal, or local governments that are trying to help those who are truly suffering. Again, the people who want to engage in these scams against the government, we're going to be coming after you as well. So these are the warnings. We want to make this warning shot so clear that nobody will have any doubt or any confusion about what we're going to do. I'd now like to turn this over to the Commissioner Lara to describe in more detail the rapid response team and what the Department of Insurance is doing in connection with preventing and ultimately prosecuting insurance fraud.
Thank you, District Attorney, for having us here today. Before I begin, I want to take a second to introduce the members that are here from our law enforcement team. Chief Andrew Gulcher from the head of our investigation division, Deputy Chief Sean Connor from our fraud division, and many members of our team. I'm proud to have you here. Thank you for the opportunity for us to be here and address this unfortunate reality. You know, this is over my 112th fire since I've been in office throughout the state. And so we unfortunately have some experience around what we're gonna see next as a recovery process. So I'm committed to standing with every Angelino and taking swift and meaningful action to protect and support you. This is why announcing this strike team with the DA is critical. We usually wait until the fires have subsided and the rebuilding process begins to start warning consumers about fraud, but we cannot wait in such a massive county like Los Angeles. We need to act quickly and give consumers the protections that they need as they're starting to make these really tough financial decisions. Fraud prevention is a key focus right now. And before I get into this, I just want to give you three big updates about what we've been working on. All eyes are on insurance companies, including ours at the department. Insurance companies must do the right thing during this crisis and stand by their consumers, many of whom have been with them for years, paying their premiums fully and on time. Last week, as you all know, I put a mandatory moratorium in effect for property homeowners policies from being non-renewed or canceled by insurance companies after these wildfires. I'm also now expanding that mandatory moratorium and non-renewals to more areas reflecting the growing footprint of these fires. This includes Palisades, Eaton, and now Hearst, Lydia, Sunset, and Woodley. Also, I've asked insurance companies last week to honor the policies they non-renewed or intended to non-renew prior to the wildfires. I'm glad to say that State Farm, California's largest insurer, was the first to answer my call by pausing all pending non-renewals, and not just in the affected areas, but anywhere in LA County for 1 year. This is impacting and will impact tens of thousands of policies. This is critically important to give people some much needed time. So what does this mean? As of effective January 7th, State Farm is pausing all non-renewals for homeowners, rental, residential community association, and business owner policies in the impacted areas of the current wildfires, and for all LA County consumers with pending non-renewals or cancellations. I do applaud State Farm for answering my call and really setting the tone for other insurance companies to follow during this unprecedented crisis. I also am focused on addressing the immediate needs for our consumers today, which is getting the claims process started. Effective now, we have extended our service hours. We have experts on standby Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. now to 7 p.m. And now we have weekend hours, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm also hosting our insurance support workshops to assist residents affected by these recent wildfires. As you know, it's in Santa Monica College this Saturday and Sunday from January 18th and 19th, and Pasadena City College next Saturday and Sunday, January 25th and 26th. Wildfire survivors will be able to make one-on-one appointments with my department staff and insurance representatives that will be there to start working on their claims immediately. So if you haven't made your appointment yet, please call us at 1-800-927-4357. So let's get to our rapid response to combat fraud. Disasters bring the best in people, but unfortunately, it also brings out the worst. That's why I'm creating with our DA this rapid response team. We are working together to prosecute fraudsters and protect survivors from exploitation. We are also educating wildfire survivors about their rights, verifying contractors and adjusters, looking at verifying their licenses, and providing guidance as they navigate this long road to recovery. Since 2019, we have funded district attorneys across California at the Department of Insurance with over $550 million to fight insurance fraud, including here in LA with more than $116 million alone. This investment has already led to some arrests and convictions in recent years, and we are committed to doing even more during this disaster. My team has recovered over $474 million for consumers after past wildfire disasters, and we are very serious about protecting consumers and fraud and actually getting results. This is why this partnership today is critical. Let me give you some examples of how egregious these fraudulent folks can be and some of the cases around fraud that we have seen, unfortunately, over the years. A public adjuster was sentenced to 10 years in prison for stealing more than $1.2 million in insurance payouts, hiring unlicensed contractors, and leaving victims without even repairing their homes. An adjuster and their company sought claims by sending misleading mailers claiming a recovery program that was supposedly funded by the state of California. In another case, the owner of a property management company and a janitorial service company fraudulently billed over $3 million for fire damage cleanup work that never happened or even was performed. So here is a clear guidance to avoid scams. Please verify the license for contractors and for adjusters through our website or on our hotline before you sign any contract. If you're under any duress or any stress, we don't want you to sign anything. Call our department, call our DA. We are working hand in hand to get these answers and provide you some guidance real time. Be aware of unlicensed contractors with unsolicited offers and deals that seem to be too good to be true. So let's give you some steps, what we can do to help empower you. Document and organize. Take photos or videos of property damage and keep all receipts for additional living expenses like hotels and meals. I know there's a lot of great volunteers out there cleaning up properties in our streets, but before you clean up your individual property, take pictures. There's nothing like pictures to get proof of what the damage looks like, so there is no question from your adjuster or your insurance company. Create a dedicated email folder for communication with your insurance company. Create a brand new email so you have all the insurance-related issues, your adjuster issues, in one inbox. So it's readily accessible for you. Start your insurance claim. Contact your insurance company immediately to initiate your claim and request a full copy of your policy to understand your coverage. If you can't get a hold of your insurance company, let us know, and trust me, we'll be on the phone. We can also help you get your insurance policy as well and help you understand your policy, especially for our non-speaking English LA County residents. Report fraud and concerns that you see. Even if you have a slightest inkling of something shady going on, give us a call at 1-800-927-4357. We can verify licenses. We can let you know if they understand the consumer protections that we have here in California. Every state is unique. We are going to allow out-of-state adjusters to come in to heed the amount of claims, but they're going to have to be verified through the department and understand the unique rights that consumers have here in California and protections. My goal is very simple: to make insurance fair, accurate, and available for all Californians. Whether you're navigating the claims process, seeking resources to rebuild, or protecting yourself from scams, we are here. So again, I'm going to say this number again. Call us at 1-800-927-4357, or you can visit us at insurance.ca.gov or attend one of our workshops. We will have our enforcement team there as well to have one-on-one conversations. I just want to say a couple words in Spanish sobre las pausas y no renovaciones de State Farm. State Farm, la aseguradora más grande de California, fue la primera en responder a mi llamado a tener pausa a todas las no renovaciones residenciales pendientes. no solo en las áreas afectadas por los incendios, sino en cualquier parte del condado de Los Ángeles durante un año, lo que afecta a decenas de miles de pólizas. ¿Qué significa esto? A partir del 7 de enero, State Farm pausará las no renovaciones de las pólizas de propietarios de viviendas, alquileres, asociaciones de comunidad, residenciales y propietarios de empresas en las áreas más afectadas de los incendios actuales de California y para todos los consumidores en el condado de Los Ángeles, con no renovaciones o con cartas de cancelación. Aplaudo a State Farm por responder a mi llamado y marcar la pauta para que sigan otras aseguradoras y hagan lo mismo. También estamos ampliando las moratorias obligatorias bajo mi mando sobre las no renovaciones a más áreas que reflejan las zonas de los incendios que incluyen Palisades, Eaton y ahora Hearst, Lydia, Sunset y Woodley. Hoy estamos anunciando la formación de un equipo antifraude entre el Departamento de Seguros y la Fiscalía del Condado de Los Ángeles de respuesta rápida para prevenir y judiciar el fraude de seguros. Por favor, ya sean en el proceso de los reclamos o buscando recursos para recuperarse o protegerse ante las estafas, que estamos aquí para ayudarles. Llámenos al 1-800-927-4357 o visite el sitio web insurance.ca.gov. Queremos hacer nuestra parte para ayudarle a recuperar su dinero lo más pronto posible y protegerles ante el fraude. Muchas gracias.
And with that, we have time for a few questions.
People don't have access to their homes. How do you suggest they deal with the photo issue?
I want to make sure the minute that they have access to their home, take pictures. It's critical. Even for folks that, as we see that the fires are still raging, you might be adjacent to one of these fires, start taking, it's just a good rule. Take pictures of your valuables. Take pictures of any upgrades you've made in your home. So the minute that you can, this is why it's important that the cleaning volunteer crews understand that we don't want them cleaning up individual properties until we have an opportunity to come in where it's safe to take photos.
Yes.
The Commissioner, are you going to be working also with the Contractor State Licensing Board as well to vet out people that don't have an active license?
We have that list already, and we're in constant contact with the Labor Commissioner, with the board. We're also working with the Attorney General to come after any, unfortunately, price gouging that immediately follows during this construction period, and any violations to worker safety or worker protections. So we're all in constant communication as well. Thank you.
And let me just add a moment on unlicensed contractors. We're about to have a tremendous amount of rebuilding work here in this county. The rebuilding work could literally number into the billions of dollars. It is an attractive proposition for unlicensed contractors to come in who might already be here or come in from the surrounding counties, from somewhere in this state or somewhere in this entire country. They view this as the gold mine to tap into. Let me send a very strong message to these unlicensed contractors. Number one, if you are an unlicensed contractor and you engage in this work, we're going to prosecute you. You'll be committing a crime. Number two, often these unlicensed contractors use labor trafficking. They engage in an aspect of human trafficking where they bring in people who are effectively beholden to them. And these are people, whether they're local people or people they bring in from the outside. It's a form of labor trafficking. We're going to go after that as well. And three, for the people out there who are in need of these services, we will get those services to you. Please follow the rules. And when I say follow the rules, again, you're going to see it with contracting. You'll see it with insurance. Right now, FEMA offers at least two different programs: an upfront payment for the people who have been affected by these wildfires of approximately $750. They then can give you additional monies under the FEMA programs, and you can access, for instance, the SBA loans, hundreds of thousands of dollars, either for on the personal side or on the business side. We do require something from you. honesty. So when you're actually responding to FEMA, when you're responding to the SBA, and they ask if you have suffered in the areas that have been affected, you need to give honest answers. And if you have not suffered, you do not qualify for these monies. And if you did suffer, you need to answer the questions honestly. We're going to look at those applications. And if people have inflated any amount illegally, and they know it when they submit the application, that is additional crimes that we will look at, investigate, prosecute, and punish. So again, you have heard today this rapid response team from the Department of Insurance working with the District Attorney's Office. It offers a helping hand generously to the people who need that helping hand right now. But it also has a hammer for the people who want to illegally take advantage of the funds that are coming into our community from the people who are actually suffering and need it. That helping hand and that hammer are what this rapid response team is all about. And I very much encourage people to take up the commissioner on his offer. Please contact the Department of Insurance if you even suspect that there is any type of fraud going on. And if it deals with price gouging, I'll give you an email address. It's stoppricegouging.dcba.lacounty.gov. That's stop price gouging, all one word, .dcba.lacounty.gov. If you report that price gouging, whether again it deals with contracting services, hotels, rental rooms, any type of good or material that someone is engaged in price gouging, which is charging you more than 10% from what it was on the market before the wildfires, they've committed a crime and we will go after them. Any further questions? Yes.
Yeah, if I fill out my forms, when can I get money? How soon should I expect to get money and payments to be able, there's a lot of people who are, hanging by a thread.
Absolutely. This is why it's critical that if folks attend our workshops, our goal is to do this all in one-stop shop. Get the representatives there. Also, give us a call if you can't make it. We make that connection with the insurance company. There's been a lot of questions around the FAIR plan. We can get those questions and connect you with somebody with the FAIR plan if you call our number. That is my number one goal right now, is to get this process started and get your money as quickly as possible. Obviously, we're again doing this faster than we normally do because we want to wait until adjusters can come into your property, insurance companies can start looking at your claims process, but we can't wait. This fire is of unprecedented magnitude, and we need to start being much more proactive, hence why we're doing it now, to start the process as quickly as possible. So anybody who's having a problem with their claims process, call our department. That is our job, to make sure that the insurance companies honor that contract that you entered with them. If they don't, we will come after them legally. That is my commitment to LA County residents.
But again, what time, how much time
Yeah.
am I expecting?
It all varies because policies are individualized and very different to different companies. And so this is why we want to get the process started so then we can start monitoring. Our goal is to be able to hopefully publicly post how many claims are coming in, how many payouts are happening. Again, to assure the public that payouts are happening, claims are being reviewed, and also put the insurance companies on notice that we're tracking these policies and how long they're taking. So stay tuned for that as well.
What about, is there enough money in the FAIR plan?
As of today, our department is meeting with the FAIR plan officers twice a week. Right now, I feel very confident. Of course, the fires continue to expand, unfortunately. So we'll have a better idea, but we're monitoring and having contacts with them. I feel very confident that they can pay out these claims.
And what about with inflation? Because, labor, everything is going to cost a lot more now.
You hit the nail on the head. The two biggest factors in rates for insurance has been inflation and the cost of climate change. And those are real. And so this is why it's critical that we connect with our DA, with the Attorney General, to fight these price gouging that I can tell you are gonna come and happen. We've seen it after every single fire. And so we got to stay ahead of this, and why this strike team becomes more important now, so that we can stay on it and do a rapid response around these cases.
You mentioned State Farm taking your call. Have any other major companies made any progress with it?
We've been in communications with other insurance companies, and so stay tuned. I think, it's laudable what State Farm did, and it really sets the tone. Especially, Angelinos, we know LA County is an economic juggernaut to the country, allowing us some time in Angelinos to recover. We're not asking for anything, we're not asking for a hand. We're just asking us for an opportunity to recover, so that we continue to do what we do best, and is contribute to the economy of our country and our state.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming today. And again, we will have future press conferences as there is stuff to report. Thank you again.